Stock futures rose slightly on Wednesday, as traders tried to regain their footing following a losing session. Futures tied to the Nasdaq 100 futures gained 0.2%, while S&P 500 futures climbed 0.2%. Dow Jones Industrial Average futures inched 0.1% higher. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite on Tuesday ended a 5-day winning streak, as the blistering November rally took a pause. The Dow also closed lower. Those moves came after the Federal Reserve signaled in its latest meeting notes that monetary policy will remain restrictive, and gave no indication of cutting interest rates anytime soon. Chipmaker Nvidia reported its latest quarterly results Tuesday after the bell. The company posted fiscal third-quarter adjusted earnings and revenue that beat expectations, but warned export restrictions on China would weigh on its fiscal fourth quarter. The lackluster response to the quarterly beat suggests to some investors Nvidia's stock may be overvalued after its more than 200% rise this year. This week, Nvidia shares crossed the $500 threshold for the first time to an all-time high. It closed Tuesday at $499.44, down 0.9%. It's a great quarter, trader Guy Adami said Tuesday on CNBC's Fast Money. But at what point do you say to yourself, you know what, now the valuation is starting to get a little bit stretched? We understand it can grow into it, but we're going to start taking profits in the name. Shares of agricultural equipment maker Deere dropped 6% in the pre-market after the company issued weaker than expected guidance for fiscal 2024. Deere sees net income between $7.75 billion and $8.25 billion during the period. Analysts expected net income guidance of around $9.31 billion, according to Street Account. Japan's government said it expects the economy to recover but only at a moderate pace. The Japanese economy is recovering at a moderate pace, although it recently appears to be pausing in part, Japan's Cabinet Office said in a press release. A global economic slowdown amid monetary policy tightening cycles and waning prospects of a speedier recovery in China were mentioned as key risks to Japan's growth. The government will accelerate the initiative of new capitalism to transform the economy from a cost-cutting economy that has been in place for 30 years to a growth-oriented economy driven by sustained wage increases and active investment, the press release said. Singapore's gross domestic product grew 1.1% year-on-year in the third quarter, beating advance estimates of 0.7% and higher than the 0.5% growth seen in the second quarter. The 1.1% rate was also higher than expectations from economists polled by Reuters, which expected growth of 0.7%. Government data showed that on a quarter-on-quarter, seasonally adjusted basis, GDP climbed 1.4%. Sharply higher than the 0.1% seen in the second quarter. Following the results, Singapore's Trade and Industry Ministry revised its GDP growth forecast for Singapore to around 1% for 2023, from 0.5% -1%.